And the news that we have is the MP Rajiv Chandrashekhar has moved a private member's bill declaring Pakistan a state sponsor of terror. In fact, he's written to the Prime Minister Narendra Modi to withdraw the MFN status or the most favoured nation status to Pakistan, not just United States. India, he claims, should declare Pakistan a sponsor for terror. In fact, he spoke to India Today's executive editor Gaurav Sawant a short while back. Let's just listen into that interview.
Declare Pakistan a state sponsor of terror. It's not just two US congressmen. In India, Rajiv Chandrashekhar, independent MP from Bangalore, is moving a private member's bill in Parliament. He joins us on the broadcast, sir. Welcome on the show. That's a great initiative. Tell us, why are you taking it?
I think we have now reached a point in our history as a nation where we have to rewrite the rules of the game about Pakistan. For too many years now, we have been, in a sense, too politically correct about how to handle Pakistan. We have been engaged and we have been engaged and we have been engaged. After Uri, the sum of all of what has happened in the last decade, Mumbai, Pathankot, Uri, and several other terrorist incidents, while we as a nation are going out and asking the world to declare Pakistan a terror state, recognize and declare Pakistan as a terror state, I think it's time we did it as well. Okay. We have to recalibrate our relationship between Pakistan and India as one of a terror state and a country that is calling the terror state as is.
Okay. Now, is this more effective if a private member, you're a lawmaker, you're well within your rights to do it, sir, and it's an outstanding step, but should you be doing it or should government of India be doing it?
So I will do what powers, I will use the powers that I have as MP, which is use the private member's bill. But I have also written this morning to the Prime Minister and urged him and his government to take the same step to declare Pakistan a terror state. And all of the steps that implies, including cancelling and repealing the MFN status that this country has given Pakistan in 1996, which Pakistan did not reciprocate till date. We must repeal the MFN status. We must use the economic tools that we have, including an embargo on travel between the two nations. Okay. We must cancel visas and passports. We must use the power that we have economically whilst we explore the options militarily and diplomatically.
Outstanding. But tell me this. America has military might. America has economic might. Pakistan is virtually a client state of America. Pakistan is a client state. In our case, where is our muscle?
No, we have muscle. We have to discover the muscle. We have to use the muscle. The the diplomatic muscle that India has now demonstrated over the last 48 hours is there for everybody to see. The whole world has come out today and condemned Pakistan and is isolating Pakistan. This is a consequence of 2 years of aggressive diplomacy by the Prime Minister. This is when people were talking about foreign trips and jabbering about them. Now you realize what the fruits of aggressive diplomacy are. Similarly, I believe as the largest economy in this part of the world, we have significant power, not just on Pakistan, but also those who support Pakistan. And I don't want to mention the names of nations, but we also know where Pakistan derives a lot of its economic support from. Okay. And that nation also must watch out that we will use our economic muscle and trade muscle to deprive and cut off the aid to those who help those who harm us.
Okay, we have with us our executive editor who got in that interview a short while back, Gaurav Sawant. Gaurav, interesting there that the clamour to hit back at Pakistan is growing louder, not just among people like you and me or, those who have lost their loved ones, but even among our politicians, our lawmakers. And a very important note there coming in from Mr. Chandrashekhar, where he's saying that, the time is up for engagement and now perhaps it's time to rewrite the rules.
Rajiv Chandrashekhar has written a letter to Prime Minister Narendra Modi saying withdraw the most favoured nation that's been given to Pakistan, withdraw that MFN status. That's point one. Point two, you know this, Avantika, two US congressmen and very powerful congressmen, a Republican and a Democrat, so it has bipartisan support in the US Congress. They say Pakistan should be declared a state sponsor of terror because Pakistan is cheating America. It's supporting terrorists, it's harboring terrorists who harm America and American interests in Afghanistan. Similarly, Rajiv Chandrashekhar told me that there is worse as far as India is concerned. These terrorists are directly hitting India, harming India, killing our people, our soldiers, our civilians, and he's got so much of evidence put together. Rajiv Chandrashekhar and I went through the kind of evidence he's painstakingly put together, whether he's got it from NIA, whether he's got it from CBI, from External Affairs Ministry, from Home Ministry. All of it is going together in the form of a private member's bill that Government of India, the Parliament of India, should take a step. And if Pakistan does not stop sponsoring terror in India, then Pakistan should be declared a state sponsor of terror. And that has massive ramifications, not just as far as India-Pakistan relations are concerned, but as far as this entire region is concerned. And those countries dealing with India will have to decide whether they want to deal with India or they want to have a relationship with Pakistan.
Absolutely. Gaurav Sawant, thanks so much for joining us. On a strategic level, India is indeed taking on Pakistan diplomatically. It's trying to corner Pakistan with concrete evidence of their role in the recent attack in Uri. In fact, in the latest on the ongoing investigations, investigators are also looking into the possibility of an insider's involvement in the recent terror attack. The NIA, after registering an FIR into the possible hand of an Indian in facilitating the militants' entry into the camp, who perhaps guided them to the most vulnerable spots. There's also a very high vigil at the border. The army hasn't ruled out the possibility of more infiltration. It has said that the sanitization operation, the combing operations, in fact, in Uri and Handrawara are still underway, and they will continue to be and cannot be called off anytime soon.
After the Sunday terror attack in army camp inside the brigade headquarters in Uri, yesterday it was the intense firing going on this sector of line of control. Just behind me you can see those green dense forests. It is a part of LOC. Beyond that peak, there are the peaks of Pakistan where exchange of fire was witnessed and seen. You can see now this road which heads towards the forward posts has been blocked, not only for the media and other people, but even also for the local people, so that vigil is kept on each and everyone who moves in this area. We will talk to some of the local villagers who are here and who are the main sufferers of any kind of tension between India and Pakistan. Sir, आप मुझे अपना नाम बताइए.
मोहम्मद अब्दुल्ला लोन.
लोन साहब, आप ये मुझे बताइए कल क्या हुआ यहाँ?
कल यहाँ हुआ, खाली आवाज़ आता रहा, ज़बरदस्त आता रहा, वो समझ में नहीं आया वो बाहर से आता है गोला या इधर से जाता है, तो तोफखाना क्या कहाँ है क्या है, लेकिन हम डर गए हैं, हम कार बार कुछ नहीं कर सकते हैं.
So far this combing operation is still going on. There was exchange of fire yesterday till 6 p.m. Since then there is not any exchange of fire, but we are seeing that the army, particularly in this sector after the Uri attack, has been intensified. There are combing operations going on in all these dense forests. My cameraman can show you, you can get the sense of the line of control in this sector. But so far as this Lachipura Uri encounter is concerned, there is a combing operation still going on. Behind me, just you can see this road has been blocked, and after this road there is a massive combing operation of army going on in these all dense forests, so that the input which is with the army, that probably 10 to 12 infiltrators are hiding near LOC, they can be tracked.
And that was Ashraf Vani reporting from just next to the line of control. But now we'll go straight to Uri, where we are joined by Editor India Today, Padmaja Joshi. Padmaja, we do know about the high alert that has been sounded by the Indian Army in the wake of the recent attack and the 2 infiltration bids that were recently foiled. But can you just give us a sense on the situation from the ground?
Well, actually, from the ground situation is that even as at Lachipura, there is an encounter that is on. That entire area has been made off bounds for all civilian traffic, for all civilians who used to pass through the camp otherwise. However, there are a few villagers, in fact, who still have to go right through the camp because that is the only access road for their houses. So all of that is still happening. But yes, there's a very strict vigil. As far as Uri is concerned, the main town market, that is still open. Of course, tomorrow and day after, they are going to shut down as a symbolic protest, in solidarity with what has been happening in the rest of the valley. But it is peak season as far as the walnut and the apple trade is concerned, and keeping all of that in mind, these people are going ahead. Of course, the proximity to the army camp also perhaps is one factor which reassures them that they are relatively safe, and that is what is happening right now in Uri town itself, even as the vigil is on and the encounter is underway. Avantika.
All right. Padmaja, thanks so much for joining us.